104.7 The Cave, Mike the Intern, Jay Stevens back in the studio for episode 70 of Dark Side of the Stream.
Today I have Jim Morrison in my corner.
Jay is the Lizard King today, or he's going to try and set the night on fire. It's Dark Side of the Stream. This week was my pick, a documentary on Hulu called Dead Asleep, which tells a story of a man who claimed he killed his best friend while sleeping, stabbing her 25 times, waking up with a knife in his hand and blood all over him. And it's like, what the hell happened?
Hard time getting a roommate after that.
Hard time getting a roommate. Now,
you're going to kill somebody in your sleep.
Yeah. You ever sleptwalk?
When I was younger, I used to sleepwalk. Yeah, a lot. And
tell me a story about it.
Well, I would just wake up like in the hallway or something like that and like talking to my mom or something like. Plenty times.
I was thinking
one time
you use that as an excuse. You're like, no, baby, I was sleepwalking.
Sleepwalk into another girl's room. I'll try that defense. You girls get ready.
No, baby,
some sleepwalking over here.
It's cool. I was sleepwalking. It's not no big thing.
Tell the husband, yeah, sorry, man, I was sleepwalking, dude. Thought I was in my.
What are you doing here? Oh my God, I was sleepwalking.
Wow,
sorry, I sleep naked too, by the way.
Yeah, of course. And erect like this. So.
I didn't say that. Jay said that. I
have some friends that have done some crazy things sleepwalking, but also they were really drunk. Which, again, this guy in the movie
claims that was
really drunk. So if you're drunk and sleepwalking, I could see you doing wacky stuff. I've had two friends that have peed in random places in my house when they were sleepwalking drunk.
Poor Jay's house.
One was in a suitcase and one was in the heater vent.
Ooh, heater vent. No bueno. I used to sleepwalk a lot when I was a kid. The craziest one was we were at a hotel family reunion. I must have been in my early teens, I think. And my mom said that basically she woke up in the middle of the night. It's probably 2 or 3 in the morning, someone banging on our hotel room door. And she thought it was my uncle who liked to, screw with us all the time. And she's like, Matt, go to bed, screw off, whatever. And then knock again. And she was like, what the hell? So she pops up, opens the door, and I'm just standing there. And she's like, wow. You got up out of your sleep, left the room, and I don't know what you did. I had a dream that I tried to go swimming. That was my dream. So I think in my sleep, I tried to go into the pool to go swimming while I was sleepwalking. I used to do it all the time. But yeah, it happens.
My great grandfather was a security guard, and they used to have to at night. The wife, I guess my great grandma, would have to hide the pistol because he would get up in the middle of the night and get all dressed in a security outfit and be trying to leave the door in his sleep. Yeah, so it kind of runs in the family. A girl that used to work here, her kid, Chelsea, her daughter, when she was little, like 4 years old. The neighbors would sometimes come in the middle of the night. Hey, your daughter sleepwalked over to our house like at 3 in the morning. Yeah, how scary is that?
That's scary.
Scary, right?
So
good thing they had good neighbors.
My stepfather, who is a veteran, will sometimes in his sleep jump up and like try and
fight.
Basically, like, okay, this is what my mom would be like. He'll just jump up on the ground and he'll be like, okay, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna like they're about ready to go and like do. Yeah, it happens.
So sleepwalking is real.
It's common. And it's a real thing.
Degrees of it, like people making sandwiches or doing laundry or turning on stoves.
It happens. It does happen.
Now this documentary it kind of pushes the
envelope a little bit. Yeah. And we'll get to what they're trying to claim here next. Dark Side of the Stream on 104.7 The Cave. .7 The Cave, Mike the Intern, back in the studio with Jay Stevens this morning, Dark Side of the Stream, discussing the documentary Dead Asleep on Hulu, which tells the story of Randy Herman and how he claimed that in his sleep he stabbed his friend 25 times. It's a horrific crime. I guess they had been childhood friends since they were about 10 years old. They lived in Pennsylvania together.
Like a harmless kid.
He definitely, when the parents were told, they were shocked. They were like, are you kidding me? Randy? He's been at our house. We've known him since they were kids. What are you talking about? There's no way. His sister said the same thing. It was a really, really, really bad situation.
He had been drinking a lot though, days leading up. So, the part that I was like, I was okay. I was believing it. I was believing this could happen. I believe this could happen. The part that threw me for a loop was that he was awake, went back to sleep, and then like literally what 10 minutes later this happened. So that's the part that kind of threw me
And
for a
the
loop
and
on
the
that.
detective and the DA did a hell of a job breaking down the timeline because unbeknownst to him, there was a camera on a neighbor's house, like a ring across the street. So they had a timeline of when the girl came home, when a neighbor walked in front of the house who claimed he heard screaming, and then when the kid leaves the house, gets in his car, calls 911, says, "Hey, you need to come to this house. Someone's been killed."
He called the police on
He
himself,
called
and
the
he said that
police.
he did
Yeah,
it.
he called the police. He said, and then he just
I'm
basically
sorry, I
went
did
with
it.
the defense. I don't remember, which
Which
I don't know about you.
I've used that defense a lot.
I was sleepwalking. I was
Did
sleepwalking.
you have sex with that girl?
I was
I don't
sleepwalking. I
know. I
don't
don't remember.
remember.
I don't
I
remember
haven't.
that.
It's so funny because now some of these. My wife's like, I want to watch that one with you. So we wait, and this was one of them.
We're
And
gaining momentum.
she was talking. Yeah, I know. We've got two listeners, my mom and my wife. So it's so funny because like we watch a ton of Unsolved Mysteries, and it's like one of those things that's like, what do you want to watch? I don't know, just throw it on and it's in the background. There was a great story of this guy who claimed he had amnesia, and inevitably what happened was he stole a bunch of stuff. I was about to get caught, and then, oh my God, I have amnesia. I don't know who I am. And the detective goes, that's the best and easiest excuse in the world. I don't remember. I can't remember. I have amnesia. I can't remember. Which is like,
or
dude, come
as
on.
in court, you would say, "I don't recall."
I don't recall. I
That's
don't
the legal way to
recall.
say it.
So yeah, it's one of those things where like the prosecuting attorney did a hell of a job breaking down the timeline,
Yeah, he
saying,
was
look,
pretty hardcore.
there,
That guy.
like you're telling me that he admits to discussing the t-shirt she was going to give to her boyfriend, saying goodbye, rolling over, going back to sleep, falls asleep in 5 minutes and stabs her. Like literally,
Right.
that's
Yeah,
just
that part seemed a little hard for me
and
to
on
believe.
top of the fact that, okay, like if you're sleepwalking, you really can like wake somebody up, right? Stabbing someone 25 times is a very physical activity. She obviously fought back too. That didn't wake him up. Come on, man. Just doesn't make any sense.
It's definitely hard
It's a
sell.
stretch of a defense, in my opinion, which we'll talk more about next. Dark Side of the Stream on 104.7 The Cave. One 104.7 The Cave, Mike the Intern, Jay Stevens, aka The Talent, back in the studio. It's Dark Side of the Stream discussing Dead Asleep, the defense Randy Herman used in his case after stabbing, allegedly, his roommate 25 times. Now it goes back. He had known her since he was 10. Kind of had a rough childhood. His dad wasn't there. His dad ended up being involved in a murder suicide himself.
Right.
Killed his girlfriend, then himself. And Randy got a sizable inheritance. Finds out this girl who he's childhood friends with was moving down to Florida with her sister. They'd all been great friends. He's like, I'll come with you. He had money. Why not? So he goes down there and he's living it up, like, late teen, early 20s,
Partying,
drinking
yeah.
all the time, partying all the time. And then the sister leaves, goes to visit her boyfriend in Denver. And his friend, this girl, decides that she's going to move in with her boyfriend and they're getting serious. She's moving up to New York. So she comes back to Florida to get her stuff. Now, this is where it gets interesting because I guess the night before she leaves and this happened, there was an incident in which the guy got like super drunk and naked in her closet and was like,
yeah,
it was
the
like
face he
being
made
really
was this,
creepy.
it was this face.
Yeah, dude, it was just like, can you imagine walking in your room and Jay Stevens naked in your closet making that face? Jeez Louise, I'm having nightmares already.
Tell anyone.
If you haven't watched this video on Facebook, do it because you
that
could
be
see
a contest. That could be a contest. Win Jay Stevens naked in your
closet. Submit who you want Jay Stevens to show up naked. God, what a prize that would be. Yeah, yeah. So she ends up calling her friend, is like, get me the hell out of here. He's wasted. And he does. He tells the cops the story. At one point, the defense attorney's like, there's really no motive here. I'm like, dude, okay, first of all, you obviously haven't seen or had friends that have been friend zoned in their life. This guy was totally friend zoned. He may have not put the moves on her because he saw the relationship they were in, but he was totally in love with her. It's obvious. And I think at the end, when she was leaving to go move with her boyfriend, he may have tried to push, like, this was my last chance. I got to do stuff.
Look at Mike. Look at
Boom. Now we
Mike
got
with
a motive.
Detective
How do you
Mike.
not see that as a motive?
Well,
I've known plenty of guys in their life that were like,
wait a minute.
I love this girl. This is my last chance.
My friend zone with girls is way different than this friend zone you guys are talking of. My friend zone is we're friends and we make out sometimes. Like,
okay, well,
what this friend zone you speak of is
Jay's
weird.
friend zone and the real world friend zone, it's going to get muddy. But inevitably, this guy was friend zoned by this girl, and I think
the bad kind of friend zone.
The one you don't want to be in if you're in love with someone. But and that's the motive. I mean, they didn't need that. They can say he didn't romantically try to pursue her, but that doesn't mean that in his mind he had done that or wanted to do that or was looking at it. And if he was drinking so much, and it probably just snowballed, and he obviously had some mental issues. It's unfortunate that this girl lost her life. I feel horrific for her family, and of course his family too. It's just a really, really tough situation. But the tough situation, in my opinion, is trying to sit through this entire damn documentary, which we'll review it next.
Mike picked a dumper.
I did. Dark Side of the Stream on 104.7 The Cave. (104.7 The Cave). Mike the Intern, Jay Stevens back in the studio. Dark Side of the Stream, episode 70.
I'm awake.
He's awake. He's had his nuts. I'm still drinking coffee, and we're discuing Dead Asleep.
So how many sleepwalking?
How many sleepwalks will I give this one? Dude, barely a 2. I mean, it literally could have been a 15-minute segment. Yeah, it was bad. Which broke my heart because, like I said, this was done by the same people who did one of the first ones we did, Abducted in Plain Sight. Which was a crazy story, crazy documentary. But this one was done by the same people, which I thought it wasn't that good. They were trying to make a mountain out of a molehill, in my opinion. It could have been way lower, and you could see the writing on the wall from the get-go. That this dude did it.
If you're wondering what's going on.
Yeah, Jay broke his. I don't know how the hell he did that. Anyway, yeah, it's getting a 1 from Jay, a 2 from me. Save yourself some time. Just listen to this, and like I said, we watch documentaries, so you don't have to.
But wait, there's more because I'm going to save the day with my pick.
Jay's coming in strong with the next week's pick. He's been prepping this. He literally, when I talked to him about this last week, I was like, this documentary sucks. I'm sorry. He's like, oh, bro, you got the next one. I got the next one. So, Jay,
what's going to be? I stumbled across this one randomly. It's on YouTube. Free for everyone. Now my phone battery is dying. It is called The People versus Vegas Dave.
Vegas Dave. The People versus Vegas Dave.
About the most winningest sports bettor in history.
Ooh.
And his plight. A guy from Hawaii, and he came with a dream to Vegas and ended up soaking the casinos.
Okay.
I mean, soaking them on sports
I love
betting.
Stories when people give it to the man, and you can't give it to the man better than the casinos.
The IRS comes knocking.
No. All right, cool. The People versus Vegas Dave.
He knows how to party. You want to see a guy that knows how to party? This documentary will show you a guy that knows how to party.
All right. Jay's brother from another mother. As always, you can stream these online, 1047thecave.com, or on our 104.7 The Cave app as a podcast. Check in with us every Thursday at 9 a.m. to watch us do it live. This is Mike the Intern and Jay Stevens saying, we watch documentaries, movies, so you don't have to. Dark Side of the Stream on 104.7 The Cave.